bro. All these pound for pound fighters are too scared to fight me. They need to
performance, and he needs to put this joke shop to sleep as soon as he can, sooner rather than later. Listen, he speaks well. He says all the right things to get the headlines and get the clickbait, because he obviously knows what he's doing. That's his job. But the reality is, Jake Paul, I don't think would seriously step in the ring with anybody with my experience. I think he can't be that stupid. If he
Was Jake Paul, anything?
No, he won't fight me.
Mate, he's not. Has there been any conversation at all?
He said he's going to ignore me and never mention my name again. And to be fair to him, I think he's sticking to it.
I feel like that's the
But
perfect fight.
I'm going to keep poking him, but listen.
Would you do it? What kind of number?
I would fight
5?
him. I would fight him.
5 M's?
It don't matter how much it's for, because it's for charity, innit? He still won't fight
For
me.
charity. You ain't going to give that money
He
to
won't
charity.
fight me. Listen,
Would you give the money to charity?
I've said it blatantly on more than one occasion. I'm not interested in money. He don't motivate.
So you're saying right now, if
said
Jake
it-
Paul
I've said it
comes,
more
5
than
million,
one.
you're giving him the
I've said it-
all five to charity.
I've said it more than once.
Say it again then.
I've said
One
it
more.
Well, you know what? The caveat is now, right? What I'm thinking. Listen, he's not stupid enough to fight me.
No, he's not.
He's not that fucking stupid.
He's not.
He might wait till I'm 50,
That's probably when he gets you.
and he'll go, Froch,
Well,
come
Mike
here.
Tyson was 57, so yeah, he's probably going to wait till
maybe.
you hang it up like me.
I mean, I'm not really sure, you know, and we don't really think about that on a daily basis. We're just focused on fighters first and making as big of events as possible and disrupting the space. But I guess, yes, at the end of the day, we are competitors to the UFC now and Zuffa boxing. So they're going to be competitive and we're going to be.
As long as he continues to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter, a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be.
Yeah, he's gonna whoop Callout Froch's ass.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why do you think that? I mean, Callout Froch is a legend like yourself, you know, former world champion more than once.
And that's what I said, a legend. Callout Froch he has to go in his house, dust off his boxing gloves, dust off his gum shield to fight Jake Paul. So he ain't been in the game for a while, Callout, for 5 years now. Exactly. So by the time he gets in there, he might pull a hamstring, you know. Listen, that's why he's a legend. You should stay the fuck out of the ring.
My own weight, but I think I've made it clear in the sport of boxing that I'm down to fight anyone, right? I took on Anthony Joshua, Mike Tyson, Chavez, like just all these people, Anderson Silva, like I'm really down to run it with whoever.
I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's gonna be bad.
Have you been impressed?
But one thing I like about him, one thing I do like about him, he's selling it. He's selling it, and he's making good money, and he's entertaining. I like it.
Is he?
Why did he take that fight? I think he didn't have no opponents, and he wanted to make Netflix happy, and I think he made a misstep. I think he was handling his career perfectly.
Yeah.
I think he would have beat Gervonta.
I think he would have beat Gervonta too.
But I think this is a big misstep. I think he let his ego get in from him and let like.
Yeah, maybe. He seems pretty desperate for money, like basically begging for the fight.
Jake Paul, obviously, big bunts, isn't it? Yeah. Because it's Jake Paul, another fucking wanker, clown, fucking idiot. But he's not going to fight me. He pretends he don't know who I am now, Jake Paul.
Oh yeah, weird one. You said your name many times in the past, but yeah, I think Darren Till, you're right. He's ready to fight anyone, really, isn't he? And I think he did get under his skin a little bit with that video.
If he builds his brand up and builds his name up and gets himself more well known, that could be a fight for the future. I think I'll retire in my head when I'm 50. So that still gives me a couple of years.
If he wants to do it, we can do it.
Jake, another one I wanted to ask you about. Yourself, you've shared the ring with great combat sports athletes. Someone who's always had jibes at you from my shores is Callout Froch. Do you ever think that Froch would ever come out after retirement to fight you?
Of course he would. He wants payday. Of course, bro. All these guys will fight me. I'm the new Floyd Mayweather in the sport. Seriously, because I make my own decisions and I know how to get the business contracts done. I do the biggest pay-per-views and I'm my own boss. So I can move and go wherever I want. So yes, I am the new Floyd in the sport, and yes, everybody wants to fight me.
Especially somebody like me. He's mentioned me before, and there'll be people out there saying, oh, Callout Froch talking about himself, he's after a payday. Listen, I'm not after a payday. I'm doing all right. There's no problems with my finances. But I'll take the fucking payday, of course I will. And I'll end Jake Paul with one punch. I'd go in there one-armed and beat this guy. He can't box. He's absolutely fucking useless.
Someone sent me a message today that I've got to play to you, and I want to get your response from it.
Listen to me, Jake Paul, you clown. The worst thing you could have possibly ever done in your fake boxing career is to call out the Cobra. How can you call me out? Listen, I don't think for 1 minute you've got the to jump in the ring with me anyway. But if somehow you beat Tommy and me and you fight, just understand one thing. You are getting knocked the out. This fight can end no other way than you getting knocked unconscious. I guarantee that.
He sounds desperate for money. Like most boxers spent his money improperly. As far as I'm concerned, not a single person in the United States knows.
You must rate Jake Paul to an extent then, because even an aging Carl Froch, even with a torn hamstring, if that is indeed what happens, you know, you've rated him to beat someone like that.
Carl Froch, if you're listening to me, stay the fuck away from that ring, from that young lion.
I've done more in 4 years than you have in your life. What's he done in 4 years in his boxing career? Absolutely fucking nothing. Do I need to go into my professional career? Do I need to go into my Hall of Fame career? 12 world title fights, back-to-back world title fights, from beating Jean Pascal to defending against Jermaine Taylor, right through to ironing George Groves out at Wembley Stadium in front of 80,000 fans. You're a content creator, you're a YouTuber. Jake Paul is not a fighter, he's not a boxer. He's playing at the game, he's pretending. Just for the record, I've got no intentions of ever lacing up the gloves again. I don't want to fight again, I'm not interested. Last thing I want to be doing is lacing up the gloves and getting this nice straight hooter punched again. I just do think that if the fight happened with Jake Paul, it wouldn't be a fight for me. I could beat him with one arm, literally, it'd be so easy. But I've got no intentions, this isn't a call out, I'm not interested in fighting him. I did say previously to all the haters that say, oh, Froch is looking for a payday, that I'll do this fight for charity, just to shut him up. He's pissed off now because he ain't got the big money fight. Thought he was taking over professional boxing. No fucking chance. So he's dodged a bullet, really. But let's be honest, where does he go from here? It's either mixed martial arts fighters who are finished and can't fight, or old men. Look what he did to Mike Tyson. Fucking disgrace. But actually now, Jake Paul has got to think about what he's doing next. If you're that good and you think you're clever, why don't you fight Usyk? Alexander Usyk, he'll fight you. Let's see how that works out for you. Get fucking flattened. Game over. Jake Paul, go on. But we probably are going to see Jake Paul in the ring again, because look at the attention he gets. Look at the crowds he draws. Look at Netflix. Apparently there was 30 million people watching that fight. So that's the biggest boxing match this year.
The tension between Carl Froch and Jake Paul has reached boiling point yet again. Jake Paul keeps popping up, throwing threats, calls, and trying to stir hype for a fight with Carl Froch, but Froch remains utterly unfazed. In a live interview, Froch made it crystal clear that the constant noise does nothing to intimidate him. He even dismissed the repeated antics, stating he doesn't care who drags his name into the headlines or who uses him for hype. Carl knows the game. He understands that publicity and threats are part of the fight business, but his focus is unshakable. Every comment, every call-out from Paul only reinforces Froch's confidence and sharpens his resolve. He is mentally stronger, more experienced, and fully aware of the showmanship versus the real skill in the ring. While Jake Paul tries to capitalize on controversy, Froch calmly lets his legacy, toughness, and readiness speak for itself. Fans should expect Carl Froch to stay composed, focused, and ready to respond if this fight ever comes to fruition. The hype is loud, the calls are persistent, but Froch stands unbothered, reminding everyone why he is a true veteran of the sport. Don't just watch, share your thoughts, predict how Froch would react, and join the debate in the comments below.